Alright, hey, welcome back to the Rod Garage. I think this is super cool. I'm going to be doing a video a week over the next few weeks as we're preparing this car for the show. We are so far away from being successful on this thing, it's insane. As we took it to get sandblasted, we discovered all kinds of problems. I'm going to show you a few of those problems right now. The thing was full of rust, full of Bondo. We were doing fabrication. We were putting stuff back together. Way more work than what I was hoping. I've actually hired a guy to help me with some body work. His name is Gabriel. I'll introduce you to him here in a minute. He's just working part-time with me right now. We got a few things we got to get body and paint done on. This Vespa being one of them. So let me show you some of the problems. I'll introduce you to Gabriel, and we're going to do some cutting, some grinding, some welding, some sanding. We got a ton ahead of us. Check it out. Okay, this is Gabriel. He's helping me body and paint. Gabriel, say something. Say something. Habla.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy Gabriel. Vengo a ayudarle aquí al don buen Pedro.
Órale.
A don Peter.
Don Peter. This might be a little bit shaky, but as you can see, we are cutting in, and we took some pieces off. When the person who had done it before had done the wheel wells, they had just pop riveted some stuff on. The wheels or wells were off from like a Volkswagen or something, I'm not sure, but anyway, so we're completely changing here by the wheel openings with our fender flares. And then you see we got some problems down in here. I'd say that's missing half of the car there. So I got to build some stuff. We got rust here that we got to deal with. And then when we come back here, we also had the same situation where they had just pop riveted stuff on. And you'll notice that that's all bonded. So we're taking that out and doing actual metal work so we can have very little body work on it, or very little body filler. Let me show you. We started over here already. You can see they had eliminated some lines, and I want those lines back. We'd gone through with a hammer and dolly, and then because we're radiusing the wheel wells, we're actually having to go through and build additional insides there. So between Gabriel and myself, we'll get that all taken care of. Then let's go up front. So here in front, you can see we started building a new section here because that was completely wrong for what we were doing. Now we're going to still come through in here, and we have to chop this off and form it. And we have to radius it here, and then our fender flare is going to come down here. It's going to match up real nice. And then here you'll see that we have a 67 Camaro bumper, and we're going to be cutting this bumper and sectioning it and building it so that it goes across here in front and makes for a real nice detail. We also have to build ourselves a grill. Not sure exactly how I want to build it yet, but I think I want vertical teeth in it, so we got to try and make that look good. They had filled everywhere up in here with Bondo, so we've gone through and started pulling that out, start doing some hammer and dolly to get that straightened out. Anyway, it is coming along, and we will show you progress as we go. We'll get it. All right, look at there. We got rust in here, we got rust up in here. We got a mess on our hands. We may just change these out, I'm not sure, but anyway, we got more. Check this out. All right, you're looking at the floor inside the passenger side. If you look down here, we got problems. So they had gone through and put a couple of flat panels here, and then a couple flat panels over there, but not there and not there. I think we're going to cut the whole thing out and put in decent metal so that we don't fall through and die. Uso la máquina, la otra máquina.
¿Con el soso?
Salvo, sí. We might have got carried away. All right, there goes Sadie. She's inspecting everything. So you can see, as Gabrielle is standing in the middle of the floor of the car, that we have cut things to pieces. I don't know how much is going to be left of this little car. It's going to be done a lot better. It's just going to look better. It's going to feel better. It's going to be stronger. So sometimes you have to take a couple steps backwards before you go forwards. All right, today we're going to use AutoCAD. So some of you think it's a real fancy program on a computer. It's not. AutoCAD is automobile, CAD, cardboard aided design. AutoCAD. So here's what we're going to do. See that big piece of cardboard? We're going to cut a basic template for what our floor is, and then we'll be able to put it in, make our adjustments with some tape to get the right shape. We'll pull it out, take it over to our metal, scribe it, and we'll cut it. AutoCAD. And here you have our AutoCAD. So we just did a basic form as to what we think the shape of the floor pan on the passenger side is going to be. And that's just torn, doesn't matter. We're going to put it in there and see if we need to trim it, we trim it. If not, if we're short on something, we'll just put a piece of tape along it to make up that distance. And then we're going to add a ½ inch. No, we're going to add 2 inches to the outside. And on the front and the back, we're going to add 2 inches so that we can bend it, and we'll be able to use that to weld to the body panels. So let's see how it goes. All right, for our first cut, it's pretty darn good. So we have a little bit of trimming in the center to do so that this will drop down in. And then we have, looks like we're a little shy right here, but we'll see when we get inside there. So we'll do a little more trimming, plop it down in. Once we have our pattern, we'll start cutting. So right here, I'm just using a drywall square. I use that a lot, give me nice square lines on metal. And so we're going to give our template here. We're going to figure out exactly where she goes. We're going to line up our sides. We're going to see how square it is, and if it appears to be square, which I think it is, we're going to go with that. We're staying off from the tape, and we're going to there. Now I can pull that out. I got my mark here. We're going to go right there. Now the reason for that is, now we're going to go 2 inches, and we know we'll have a really nice mark. Fita. Oh. Tape. And I didn't bring my tape measure, so we want to be pretty consistent on this. So this mark here is where we're going to bend it. So we're going to end up doing some 2-inch spaces around here, or maybe 1.5 inches. And I think that's going to be plenty fine. Then we'll do it right here. We'll do it here. And up here. So right now, we're going to cut our outside. We're going to go take it. We're going to do some cuts in here so that we can bend these pieces up. And then we're going to take it over to the metal brake. We're going to bend our pieces. Some of these we're going to have to do by hand. They're inside. We can't get to it. But this piece right here and this piece right here will be done on the metal brake. So let's get some cutting done. Well, when it rains, it pours. You see that headlight there? We started doing some slicing and dicing. They had some real junk in there. The headlights weren't lined up. The driver's side pointed up, the passenger side pointed down. And now we got nothing because we had to completely cut it out. We're redoing all of this crap they had in here, new metal. You can see here, they have like a little applied thing with rivets. It's just junk, so we're cutting it out like we're doing over there, and we're fabricating those pieces and welding it back in so that they are strong, they look better, and they'll be lined up. Yes, we're still going backwards, not forwards. Oh my gosh, we are going backwards every time we turn around. We had to completely reconstruct this whole front section and this one over here. This is a little more finished. I'll show you what we did. Alright, you see we had to, and we still have to finish welding right here. We ended up having to fabricate all that piece right there. You can see a little better over here. We had to go through and like build the thing out of weld some of the areas. It was not enjoyable, but it's going to turn out awesome. We're going to put the bottoms on and go through and do some grinding, and we might actually get to start doing some body work here pretty soon. I think we might be putting it back together now. Enough going backwards. We're starting to reassemble. Check out the floors we built. I have to take them over to Crazy Rob's. Most of you guys who have followed me for a while know Crazy Rob. He's got a shop. I'm going to use his bead roller. It's a manual one. I have one that's electric and beautiful, and apparently the motor's not working, so that doesn't do me any good. So I'm going to go over to Rob's. We're going to do some bead rolls in this so that it becomes stiff and it won't hop. So let me show you what we got. Now, come on, that looks a lot better, doesn't it? But they'll move. So we're going to go probably put some big X's across here with the bead roller. It'll stiffen it up. It'll make it exactly what we need. Looks beautiful. Way better than it was. Alright, I tell you what, it's actually going pretty well. We got a ton done this week. I'm going to try and do a weekly video because we have so much work to be done in a short period of time that I'll have enough content to do that. Who cares about making a living? Anyway, we got a bunch of welding done. We got the floors taken care of. Went to my buddy's house and did his bead roller because my bead roller was broke down. I have an electric one and the electric motor's not working. So we went over to Crazy Rob's. We did the bead rolling. We have our panels installed in the floor. In addition to that, we have some of the welding done for the headlights and some of the new fenders here. And I have some holes drilled in the back. We're mounting a radiator in the back section of the car, maybe the package tray you'd call it. And we have to have area for the air to go out as we run the fan on the radiator. So I'll show you some of that stuff. It's going along really well. Glad you guys come by to check it out. Let me show you what we got going on. Alright, so you can see right here we have this all welded in. We still need to finish up some welding right here. We need to finish welding across here. We built this entire lower panel. And there's going to be a bunch of welding to get our nice edges and rolls on it. But it's turning out really, really well. Let me show you the other piece. Just so you see, here's the exact same thing. Got a little hole to plug right here. We have a bunch of grinding still left to do on this, but we have our piece in here. It's rolled down here. We're getting set up to be able to put on our fender flare. Basically, when it's all said and done, we're repairing so much of this metal that I think we're only going to have about 6 square inches of the original car left. Alright, I know that's an exaggeration. Alright, let's check out the floor. So these have turned out really well. Both sides, we've got our bead rolls in it. Fits in there really nice. Everything's going to weld up nicely. Some of it's already had some little stitch welding done on it, but it's turning out great. Here at the back, we have we're going to build a panel that comes up like this and goes into there. And then here in the back area, you can see we've drilled so that we have some air circulation there. So here's the bottom line. We do have a ton of work left. We haven't even touched the engine. I was thinking we were going to get to it this week, but we had so many setbacks that it just didn't happen. But we're to the point now where I think we're now moving forward. We're not going to be going backwards any. So maybe we'll get some stuff done on the engine this week. Who knows? But we'll definitely get floors finished installed. We'll finish up the rest of the pieces up front. We'll be able to get a more permanent fit for our fender flares. We're going to start body work on this girl. I originally talked about painting it orange. I think I might paint it heavy metal flake baby blue. The reason for that is the car was originally baby blue. We discovered that as we started removing some of the additional paint. So I'm hoping maybe that would look pretty cool. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Anyway, thank you guys for coming by and checking out what we do here. We really enjoy what we're doing, and we hope you guys enjoy the same thing. And I want to tell you, as always, thanks for watching.